Looking to dominate your NFL Sunday? Coming off 3 straight weeks of profit? That's exactly what we're about to do here for NFL Week 6. Stay tuned for my best bets this week. Welcome, football fans, to another edition of IDP Plus Bets. I'm your host, folks, the DGen Doc. And hey, this is what we do each week. I'm going to be giving you my 6 best plays, my 6 favorite player props that I'm going to be targeting this week. We're on a bit of a hot streak here. Not only have we had profit in the last 3 weeks, but we've hit our long shot. That's right. We've hit our longest odds in each show the last of the 3 weeks, starting with a nice plus 425 with Tutu Atwell. Xavier Legette came through for a plus 340. And last week, Kareem Hunt, 60 plus yards, which he soared over for a nice plus 380. Whew! We're on a hot streak, and we're looking to continue with it right now. So let's get it started here. And my first play for NFL Week 6, we're going with a newcomer. We're going with the rookie. That is right, folks. Drake Maye, quarterback out of UNC, former Tar Heel. He's been named the starter. We've had enough of painting ourselves and watching paint dry than Jacoby Brissett play the quarterback position. Gerard Mayo finally got on board. He's letting the rookie play. And you know what rookie quarterbacks love to do? They love to run. They love to get out of the pocket. They get happy feet and they run, right? That's kind of their first instinct. First read's not there. Boom, tuck it and run. And that's exactly what I'm looking for Drake Maye to do. This is a Texans defense that, although pretty good against the pass, when they've played mobile quarterbacks, they have given up at least 40 yards. Josh Allen last week had 50 yards. Caleb Williams, when he played him, had 40 plus yards. And Anthony Richardson, week 1, had 50 plus yards. All I'm asking for Drake Maye is over 30.5 yards at a nice plus 125. Again, offensive line is beat up. They're not a very good unit to begin with. So he's going to have defenders rushing at him. So I think he's going to be smart enough to protect his own health and get out of there and kind of take off and not hold on to the ball too long. So I love the rookie with a bad O-line. And, in his first start, I think he's going to realize, hey, first read, maybe second read, and then boom, I just got to get out of there. And the Texans defense has been susceptible to mobile quarterbacks. So I think that's a way that the Patriots can attack this team. So Drake Maye over 30.5 rushing yards at plus 125. All right, next up here, we are going to target a team that is very beat up and a guy that is a rising star, and that is Bucky Irving over 45.5 rush yards at plus 130. I like this bet for multiple reasons. One, RB1, Rachaad White, has not practiced this week. He's dealing with a foot injury, not practicing as of Thursday night, which he's only got one practice if he's going to play. And if he does, he's definitely going to be limited in that sense. You also got a New Orleans Saints team that's very beat up. Not only is Derek Carr not going to be starting at quarterback, they've got injuries to the offensive line. They've got linebackers and safeties that are going to be out. So this is a team where, one, I expect Tampa to be leading this game. I expect the Bucs to win this game, and I think they're going to be able to rely on that run game a bit. And, Bucky Irving has hit this number in 2 out of his last 3 games, and that has come from not even really getting many, not much double-digit game carries. I think White's going to be limited, if not out. I think he's going to be the RB1 on a team that is beating another team pretty handily. I think he's going to get a lot of opportunity. And with about just over 5 yards a rush for Bucky Irving this year, he has done great things with those opportunities. So give me Bucky Irving over 45.5 rush yards at plus 130. And then another guy who's going to have to step up in the wake of injury, that is Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell, a guy who exploded onto the scene last year as a rookie. Him and Stroud had that kind of rookie-to-rookie connection that was really special before he went down with injury. As he's working his way back, he's looking to get in the mold here. I'm going with Tank Dell over 65.5 receiving yards at plus 130. They play a Patriots team where, let's be honest, you got 2 safeties in Kyle Duggar, who's not practicing, and then Jabril Peppers, who's been arrested and now suspended. He's not going to be out there. And it's kind of a little bit of let's avoid Christian Gonzalez if we can. No Nico Collins. He's on the IR with a hamstring injury. So it's Steph Diggs, it's Tank Dell, one of those guys having to step up. Christian Gonzalez is one of the premier cornerbacks in the league. He plays on the outside. He's going to be guarding Stephon Diggs, not Tank Dell in the slot. So I think that gives us some opportunity where we're not having their best cover guy on us and, a situation where Nico Collins is out. So expect Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, Stephon Diggs to have to step up. And I like Tank Dell to come back to form. Him and Stroud showed that connection before the injury. So I like them to get a little blast from the past there against the Patriots defense that is not very good. And they're going to be out likely their 2 starting safeties there. All right, folks, that is 3 out of the 6 bets. That means we are halfway there. And before we move on, I got to tell you about our friends over at IDP Plus. That is right, folks. IDP Plus, they've got IDP Fantasy. They've got regular fantasy football. They've got sports betting. They've got it all. And you are really missing out if you are not part of the membership there at idpplus.com. Start season off right with IDP Plus subscription. 20% off any subscription. Limited time, promo code PROPS. We'll get access to tools, data, IDP's articles. Don't miss out on our subscriber Discord. There's a lot of exclusive things you get there. I write an article where I look at the biggest injuries to the week and how they affect the defensive side of the ball from an IDP fantasy kind of defensive prop type of situation there. That's kind of the outlook on it and something you don't really get a lot. So IDP Plus. Also, our friends over at FanDuel. Yes, with the promo code, if you use the link idpplus.com/FanDuel, we'll have that in the show description. But use that link, and with just a $10 deposit, we can get you up to $50 in bonus bets. All right, folks, we are heading over to the back half of the show, and we're going to start off with a nice little plus 200 here. And we are talking about none other than Mr. Saquon Barkley. Yes. So I'm going to go Saquon Barkley over 100.5 rushing yards at plus 200. The Cleveland Browns are traveling to Philadelphia, coming off getting embarrassed by the Washington Commanders. And I think the embarrassment is just going to continue because you have an Eagles team that's fresh off a bye. They're getting A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Lane Johnson back. They're getting healthier, and they're pissed off. They went into that bye week 2-2 after getting their butts kicked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this Cleveland Browns team is not good, especially on the road. Their defense does not travel very well. They're already giving up over 140 yards a game. And that is not to one of the better offensive lines in football and to one of the better running backs in football. Last week in their loss to the Washington Commanders, they gave up over 200 yards on the ground total. I expect the Eagles to, in a similar fashion, dismantle the Browns and honestly embarrass them. I expect this game to get a bit out of hand to the point that they're just handing it off to Saquon in the third quarter, and that's all they're doing there. So I like Saquon to get over 100 yards there. He's hit this mark in the 2 games the Eagles have won this year. He has hit that mark, so I like that trend to continue. Next up, we have wide receiver Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, over 80.5 receiving yards at plus 210. Going up against the Ravens defense that we usually think of as stout, but is one of the worst pass defenses in the entire NFL. They are letting up yards like crazy. We saw Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Anybody was getting yards off them last week. So Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin have found a nice connection in these past few weeks. Last 3 weeks, he's really kind of came on. In fact, in the last 3 weeks, he's averaging over 88 yards per game. Again, this would be for him to have a little bit less than that average to get us over the 80.5 receiving yards at plus 210. So I think there's just a lot of value here. I think there's going to be a decent amount of points in that game. I think they're going to be flying up and down the field. I think McLaurin's going to have to play a big role in that if the Commanders want any shot in staying in that game. And then finally, our long shot. And again, we'll see if we can keep it going. We've hit 3 long shots in a row. We're looking to go 4 for 4 in the last 4 weeks. And we are going to go with Mr. Tyler Allgeier, 60 plus rush yards at plus 330. The Atlanta Falcons are taking on the Carolina Panthers, a decimated Carolina Panthers team. Their Shaq Thompson, their leading tackler, is out. Their second leading tackler, Josie Jewell, is out with injury. So this is a team that is really looking for identity. They're going to be a shell of themselves. And I expect Atlanta to take care of business. And I expect that these running games are going to get going there for them. Look, Tyler Allgeier hit this number in only 8 carries 2 weeks ago. I expect, based on game script, he's going to get a lot more than 8 carries. So Carolina's already given up 145 yards per game. So definitely not tops of the league there. And again, Tyler Allgeier is rushing for over 5 yards a rush. It's not going to take, 20 touches for him to get there, in my opinion. I think if he can get into that 10-15 range, I think we easily cash this with Tyler Allgeier, 60-plus rushing yards at plus 330. All right, folks, we're going to do a quick recap of all the bets, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. So first bet on the slate here, we got Drake Maye over 30.5 rush yards at plus 125. We got Bucky Irving over 45.5 rush yards at plus 130. We got Tank Dell over 65.5 rush receiving yards plus 130. Saquon Barkley over 100.5 rushing yards at plus 200. Terry McLaurin over 80.5 receiving yards at plus 210. And last but not least, Tyler Allgeier, 60-plus rushing yards at plus 330. All right, folks. Look, 3 straight weeks of profit, 3 straight weeks of hitting the long shot. I'm feeling good this week. I think we're going to keep that momentum going. I really like the plays here. I think we're spraying the board a little bit, but I think we've got some key matchups we've identified that we can go ahead and take advantage of. So look, folks, if you enjoyed the show, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe. As a newer channel for this, being our first season, we appreciate any bit of feedback, help, especially if you liked it, man. Reach out. We definitely want to keep talking ball, keep making you money. So from IDP Plus Bets, the DGen Doc is out of here.
Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.